So I'm doing it a little bit differently. I can change the screen, but I think I want to keep it like this for right now. And then when I upload it, if I see that I need to make changes, then that's fine. I'm using my I'm using my iPad, so this is a little bit different than what I normally do. But I don't know, even though it looks a little bit awkward, I don't mind because it's just different. It's refreshing to have a different look. So today I will be covering um, the current energy, and I'm going live on my phone, or at least so I can respond to people if people come on here. Um, so let me turn my volume down. Okay. So I'm not necessarily answering any questions. I mean, unless someone does come and ask questions, I'll do so. But for the most part, I'm just gonna go through the current energy. Okay. I like this look. Um, of course, I was planning on getting like a stand so that my desk I purchased was a little bit small because I didn't think I would need so much space, but I'm seeing I need more space than what I thought. So what I'm gonna do is get like a platform or either I'm gonna end up getting another desk or I'm gonna get like something like a platform that I can sit my iPad on while I record because I do like how clear it is on the iPad. I like that. Probably should have tested it out, but I'm just checking it out now, so it is what it is. Okay. So I know I didn't do my intro, but this is Empathy's Guidance from InAlignment Ministries. I'm here to provide the current energy. Usually it's a weekly thing, but really, whenever you come to this page and whenever you come across this message, I believe you shall receive a message for you at that given time. Okay? So it's timeless, even though I'm here and I do it every week and all of that good stuff. It's here when you need it. All right. So I'm hearing short and sweet. And all week I've been hearing this message because I wanted to really record this earlier as far as what I was hearing, but like I said, I just didn't have the energy. If you follow me on my stories, I'm on a 14-day cleanse and I just been prioritizing myself, like how I feel and my energy and everything. Um, but I was like, I need to get a reading out. When can I do it? And I felt like I had the energy to do it today. And like I said, it's like the time of the month, and it's just like, whew, that's a lot. That's a lot to deal with, right? So, of course, you know, if you don't know, I always start off with a prayer. Okay, I start off with a prayer of protection, gratitude, to access the database that I need to access in order to pull down those messages for us to receive, right? Believe it or not, we have access to certain databases um, on a subconscious level, on a multi-dimensional level that we can pull from, like archives. You know, of course, you know you've heard of Akashic records. If you haven't, it's basically a database or a collection of information, usually connected to past lives, our energy, ancestral lines, and all of that. It's like where we can go and access information and retrieve. I'm even hearing codes, so that's interesting. I might channel soon so I can get some more information on that. That's interesting. So, with the current energy, I tap in to see what we need to hear right now. Generally, I pull a card for the crowning energy, like the overall energy that like covers the whole reading, and then I elaborate by pulling additional cards or channeling. Okay. A lot of my messages are intuitive, so sometimes if you see a card, the representation may not be literal. It may be something intuitive. Um, so I just want to put that out there as well if you're not familiar with my readings. Just a little brief intro. But I'm going to go ahead and do my prayer. I'm hearing open the channel of communication. Now, of course, when I do my readings, I always do that. That's the intention I set. And I also make sure I put my ego into the closet so that I will get the pure, unadulterated energy or messages that I need to hear from spirit, from your guides, from my guides, and energetic beings that may want to come in and communicate with us so that I do not get in the way. Sometimes I may not understand the messages completely, and I do ask for interpretation right then on the spot. Sometimes I'm able to just leave it alone and just allow it to just be, and it may pick up in another video. You know what I mean? So I really free flow. I allow spirit to operate how spirit sees fit, and I'm able to tap in and pull out those pertinent messages. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go into the crowning energy. I hope y'all are doing all right out there. Man, I like this. But I can see how I can adjust the angles and everything on the camera. But I really like this iPad. I'm still learning it. It's gonna be a while because I already have a MacBook and an iPhone 13 Pro. So it's like that. The Pro in itself is enough. Then I got an iPad Pro. So it's like a lot to learn. You always learn something when you use these devices. Technology is so interesting to me. The message I was hearing earlier this week, I think I fell off on that, but I'm going back to that topic. The message I was hearing, like, it's like a thing, like, come here. Like, I was hearing, like, spirit, like, saying, come here, come here. Like, come here. It's like an energy like that, and like a thing for us to like open up and like be ourselves and just exist and not worry about the ins and outs of how this can be, how that's gonna fit, how it's gonna work. It's just like a thing. I'm hearing the energy of showing up. Just show up, and of course, you know, you want to do more than just show up, but those are like the first steps, is first being present. And so I was hearing from spirit where it's calling for us to at least show up, to be present. Don't worry about the hows, whens, and whys, and wheres, and all of that. Just make that intention, set that intention, and act on that intention, and then go from there. So a lot of us get carried away with the details, or fixated on the hows, fixated on fixated on how is that possible, right? How is that possible that I will be able to go from here to there? And spirit is not wanting you to get carried away with those results. That it's a thing where, because I'm hearing intimacy, so it's a thing where a lot of us come from a sterile or logical based communication. When communicating with spirit, you're not understanding that you can communicate just like you talk to your friends or your parents or whoever that you feel close to, that you don't have to be so formal or restrictive or anything like that. Of course, be clear. But even through that whole experience, it's like that communion, that communication, that intimacy to have with spirit and that oneness is requested. and in a lot of ways required to help settle our spirits, but also to open us up to see things in its right perspective, because sometimes we get caught up in certain aspects of our day to day that we lose sight on what's more important. I'm seeing that a lot of us are needing that assistance or that guidance, and I'm hearing hindsight is 2020. So some of you all more than likely are living in the past, more than likely looking at how even in the past can be last night, dwelling on what you could have done or what should have happened, and it's like I'm hearing like to not gravitate towards that. Gravitate on like or shift your focus on things that you can handle right now at this given moment. And some of you all need the energy of stillness because you have been a busybody. You have been helping everyone. You have been doing everything. And I see 1111. So, Spirit is asking for you to honor that. Take time to like be in nature. Take time to be in a pause, quiet state where you're in that state of nothingness. And a lot of our answers come through that nothingness. You know what I mean? A lot of our answers come through us not being a busybody or always helping someone. It's like in our stillness, we can get the resolve that we have been desiring, the peace that we have been seeking, the answers that we have been, setting the intentions to retrieve. Okay? All right. Come on, Spirit. Show me what the crowning energy is. And I hear just talk to the people. And that's what I'm doing, Spirit. Just talking to the people. Just talk to the people. So, remember I was talking about a lot of us are trying to figure out the steps and all of that? Well, lo and behold, what is that? Virgo energy. I analyze is their affirmation. I analyze. So, a lot of you all are in your head, and I'm seeing highlighted like the crowning energies, like the head. Some of you are focused on your body. You may have some issues in your, I'm hearing even in your respiratory system where you're having some difficulty with breathing, uh, getting the proper amount of air or oxygen. I'm hearing some of you need to breathe. Let's do two more of those. Let's breathe. Inhale. When you inhale, make sure your tummy expands out. You're filling your nostrils. Your mouth is closed. You hold it for a few seconds, and then we're going to release through our mouth, okay? So inhale. Fill up, fill up, fill up. Hold. Hold. Release. Fill up again. One deep breath here. Pull it in. Hold. Hold. Release through the mouth. I'm going to do another one for me, okay? If you want to participate, you can. Inhale. Release. And I'm sure that felt good for someone. It definitely felt good for me. So a lot of us have been analyzing the details, analyzing the steps. Some of you are actually considering a move during this time, relocation, job. I'm hearing employment is under the radar. So you're really looking at finances, stability, so the things that are of this world, the material. And there's nothing wrong with that because we're here in this human experience and certain things have their place and time. So that's totally understandable. But there are some times where you have to disconnect, you have to retreat from what's going on day to day, and like really tap into what spirit has to offer. We can tap into spirit even day to day, like when we're cleaning, when we're cooking, you know, all those kind of things. But a lot of times we think we're multifunctional or taskers, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes we're not as efficient as we think we are. So if it's a thing where we think, oh well, I'm cooking, I'm over here taking care of the children, and I'm deep conditioning my hair, I'm getting the job done. Like sometimes some things are left behind because we're not completely focusing or putting all of our intention into one particular thing at a time. Now some of us are pretty good, but there's a great chance of us losing sight on the importance or the details of certain things because we're trying to do too much. Okay? So I want to see exactly what that is, and I want to, once I'm done, I'm going to pull like 3 cards, and then I'm going to go through all the signs and see exactly what you need to hear as far as centering your focus, what you need to listen to, okay? Okay. Yeah, remember I was telling you, a lot of you all are paying attention to your stability, your finances. Y'all have some next moves to make, literal and, on a literal sense, like actually moving, or of a thing like as far as shifting your focus, as far as allocating your resources, pulling your resources together to handle some business, and, a lot of day-to-day stuff, okay? Even futuristic stuff you're thinking about, you have some form of concern. So I'm seeing 246. 246. Who do we appreciate? So this card, movement, choices, and decisions. So if you notice, there's commitment on the table, like love, relationships, stability, relocation, travel. You know what I mean? Sowing seeds into the universe. I'm hearing as far as that fertile ground, setting those intentions. I believe we have a full moon coming up soon. Um, and then rest and rejuvenate. Some of you are planning retreats. Some of you are planning to escape from the world and disconnect. Some of you need to escape and disconnect. Not even say escape, but just disconnect. Okay? Oh. And some of you are completing a major cycle in your life. Okay? Some of you are completing a major cycle in your life where I heard close the chapter, close the book. So some of you are like embarking on a new territory, actually relocating or considering that, like you're getting your ducks in a row. Some of you are actually planning to expand your brand, or just like your overall, whatever plan you have, you're expanding that. So you may have initiated some steps. You already completed some steps as far as what you need to handle for that one particular section. Now you're moving on to the next, where it's actually the construction of it. So sometimes you have to create a blueprint, right? And you have to come up with you want to put all the ideas down first on what you desire, okay? Like for instance, a home. I want a bay window in the living room and in the dining room, or in the master. I want to make sure my master is enclosed suite and everything I need is in there, with a sitting room and a wet bar and all this kind. So it's like a thing where you write down all those things that you want, right? And then you come together and create a blueprint and like get that picture in 3D, right? And then eventually make it 4D or whatever. So you 2D to 3D, okay? So some of you all have some plans that you have set out to accomplish, but now it's time to make them happen. But you want to make them happen on the up and up. You want to make sure like your energy is right for that path, and you're aligned to that desired outcome. Because sometimes if you're exhausted, if you're not feeling well, if you're not thinking clearly, if you have a lot of emotional confusion going on, or there's some things that are not settled, it will be a little bit more challenging to actually see those things through. And if you do see them through, they may be a little half-assed, okay? So that's what I'm seeing as far as the message. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm hearing pace yourself. Ooh, and Wheel of Fortune energy at the bottom of the deck. Destiny. So a lot of you are tapping into your heart space. You're receiving the downloads through your crown. You're interpreting those, and they're going directly to your heart space. The things that you love, the things that you find yourself where you had a lot of your lessons. You're seeing that you can utilize those lessons and make those your strengths, right? Not consider those as weaknesses. You can use that as your strength, and you can help someone. You can use that as a business. You can use it as a tool. You can and I'm hearing some form of operation, even if it's not on a spiritual level, if it's a thing where you obtain the skill, or you really hone in on your certain crafts, you now can see how you can utilize that, even as a stream of income, as a hobby, as an interest that you can actually use and share with others. Okay, and I'm hearing digital. Okay, digital fabrication on top of that. So again, it's like you're meant to win. Like you've already won. If you see it in that aspect, if you see your life in that way, then it will, like the challenges that do come up, it's like I'm already defeated this. So I'm just gonna do what I need to do and keep it pushing and not be hard on myself. You get what I'm saying? Give yourself more grace. So I'm gonna go through the signs, setting my intentions for the signs Aries through Pisces. One card pull to see what you need to hear right now, especially considering that a lot of us are in our heads. Some of us are doing self-care, because Virgo, that's the maiden. So some of us are actually tending to the home front, and if you're not, I suggest you to do so. This will be a perfect time. This is winter season, so even though we say it's the new year, we already know what time it is when it comes to that, because technically when spring hits, that's really your new year. But winter season is like time to get rid of things that no longer serve you. Get rid of the branches, get rid of the debris, clean up your room. Like I'm going to be cleaning up my room within the next few days. Like getting organized. Like sometimes you have to pull things out to see clearly as far as your situation, and that's on a literal and a uh, I'm even hearing metaphysical level. Okay. So if there are some things going on, like sometimes you have to pull things away. You have to pull back those layers to see exactly where the source is. What is the root? Okay. How can you free up space? How can you move some things around? And that's on a physical level as well as an energetic level. I'm on this cleanse, and there's some things that I'm coming to terms with that I gotta handle once and for all. And like, let's get this out the way. Okay? Like, let's do what you need to do to get to where you need to be. Right? And let's let go of these different tendencies, whether it's fear of success, whether it's fear of being seen, whether it's fear of failure, or if you can handle it, or all this kind of stuff. Let's get this out the way so that you can truly be who you are called to be, to really embody the energy that you are saying that you are tapping into every single day. We experience it every single day. Let's hone in on that. Let's hold on to that energy and really get some things done. Because a lot of us, we have missions to accomplish, we have experiences to fulfill, and they can be as little as going and taking care of ourselves and finally enjoying life and embodying the essence of pleasure and fulfillment, in some aspects, self fulfillment. But there's also some of us who are here to be healers. We're here to be teachers. We're here to be explorers or revolutionaries or initiators of change. All of those kind of things. So let's get all these little things, these little hiccups that have been kind of nicking us a little bit, kind of stagnating us in some of our processes. Let's get them out the way and be done with them once and for all. Now we're gonna have some challenges along the way, but let's get some things accomplished. Let's be on the right foot, okay? And I saw the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which is interesting because that's that stable card. That's that oneness within self. That's being able to be secure within self. No more excuses, okay? And I also see the 10 of Pentacles. That's like everything embodied, right? World card, completing a major cycle and starting a new one. So let's go ahead and pull a card for each sign, Aries through Pisces. Okay, Aries. Aries, you have been communicating with someone. I'm hearing that no longer serves you. So it's like a thing right now where you see what it is with this person, you or these persons that are involved. Um, I'm also hearing like toxic communication. If you see where it's going, like nip it in the bud, like nip the communication. Hey, I gotta go clean. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I gotta wash some clothes or something. I don't know. Make up something, or you don't have to even make up something. Just say it's time for me to get off the phone. You know what I'm saying? Some of you are contemplating travel. Okay, and this is specifically like long distance travel. But some of you are, it's like communication, like fast communication. Someone really, I'm also hearing hot and heavy. So they may have been persistent. They may have been trying to get your attention and really want to have like these long talks with you. But I'm seeing that that is not going anywhere. And you need to just let that go on about where it's going and keep it pushing because you're moving in the right direction and they are sidetracking you. They can possibly sidetrack you, okay? And I'm hearing delays. There may be delays in travel, so if you book something, just be aware that, just be flexible and know that there's a possibility that your flight may be canceled or delayed, all right? The death card for Taurus. So I'm hearing reconstruction. Some of you are actually considering reconstructive surgery. Um, be mindful of that. Make sure you're on the up and up. Like try not to do it during retrogrades or anything like that. Nothing too crazy. If you're trying to do those type of things, especially if it's cosmetic. But you're going through your own metamorphosis right now, where it's like a great deal of change, transformation. I'm even hearing that your taste buds are even changing right now during this season. And so I'm hearing influence, spirit, your guides, your higher self, they're influencing you in a certain direction so you can finally like evolve onto the next person, the next identity of you. So if you don't know this by now, we all have layers. We're multifaceted, multidimensional, multi-layered, all of that good stuff, right? You're not just all light and you're not all dark. There's different layers of us. So what I'm seeing is like an introduction of this new embodiment of you. It's like, you've seen the shadow aspects, we've seen the higher self come through. But I'm seeing like this new personality where it's embracing all these layers, okay? And we have to do that from time to time, reintroduce ourselves, show a new facet of how we can be and show up, okay? Gemini, Gemini, Queen of Swords. So you're actually in your energy. This is the Libra, Gemini, Aquarius type energy. A lot of you are speaking your truth. You're communicating clearly. Some of you have been through a recent disconnection with someone. I'm hearing a loved one, whether someone has transitioned or whether if it's on a level where, how can I say, you disconnected with a partnership or a love commitment. And it's like I'm hearing your season. So the things that you've learned and are acquired or up until this point as far as your wisdom, especially related to relationships, you have learned a lot of lessons. You have learned a lot about yourself during those times. And right now it's like you are applying those things. So when that next relationship or that possible connection comes up, you'll know how to operate. And you're still learning, because I'm hearing learning the ropes or something like that. You're basically still in that action phase. Like you've learned, there's a difference between learning and doing, right? So now that you have the tools, you're figuring out how to apply them in certain aspects as far as your relationship spectrum. Okay. What is it? Cancer? Is it Cancer? Three of Pentacles. Okay. Some of you are returning to school. Some of you are actually cooperating with others during this time. I'm hearing partnerships, so there may be a thing where it's a new business venture. I'm hearing slow down the process, so it's okay if you need to pull back and like tell people like, hey, I need to make sure I understand everything clearly. If you need clarification, if you need someone that is an expert to draw up the plans or get some advice, I'm seeing counsel will be wise for you. So counsel whatever way you see fit, whether it's business counsel, whether it's relationship, love, spiritual, whatever it needs to be, so that you can feel good about this partnership or this situation, and you don't feel like you're not educated or privy to all the aspects of this new venture. Because I'm hearing some of you, this is new, and it may be uncomfortable for some of you all because this is new. And it's okay to not have all of the information. Sometimes it calls for you to learn as you go. Sometimes you have to pay as you go, like, pay whether it's literally with money, paying for those lessons, or you paying for it in another aspect where it's like, dang, that L is a lesson, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you'll store that information for another time. Leo, Three of Swords. Some of you have I heard high hopes. So some of you have had high hopes, whether it's relationship wise, a connection, or if it's been a thing where um, you put in a lot of effort for something to happen a certain way and it's not. And so you're finally recognizing it first and foremost and accepting it. And so that acceptance part is a little bit challenging because you weren't expecting to be in the position that you are in now. Some of you feel like you should have been further along than what you have been. um, don't get into all that, I'm telling you, because that'll trip you up and it'll frustrate you. And then you'll find yourself resentful of others or bitter towards others because maybe they have somewhat influenced or impacted your path, and you may have felt like you've been wronged in a situation and it could have been better and all of that. But again, remember I was talking about not to dwell on the past. Now, it's not to say not to have everything in perspective and not to see things for what they are. But when you keep playing things over and over again, your future and your present can't help but replicate that. Okay? It can't help but show up in your energy as well as in your experience. All right? So change your perspective of this disappointment. Virgo, you're filling your cups right now. You're all about focus. Virgo, you came out as far as that crowning energy. So it's like a thing where you're closing off your energy to others as far as them wanting to like pull from you. Um, I'm hearing minimum efficiency, which is interesting. So you're doing the bare minimum for others in order to preserve what you have. So I can immediately I see an interpretation of that is when a parent, you're a caregiver, you have to take care of your children, especially when they're younger. That's like not an option, right? So you have to take care of them, and you do just enough to make sure they're straight, they're fed, they're clothed, they're clean, whatever. Their homework is done, but the little bit left that you have, you're going to your room, you're lighting your candles, you're doing your prayers, you're doing something that feels good to you. You feed yourself, because a lot of us as parents, sometimes we find ourselves not eating properly because we put all our energy into the children's food and making sure they're straight. But it's called for you to first prioritize yourself, and then you'll be able to flow and take care of everyone else. So I'm seeing a real like selfish energy, but not in a negative way, a way where you're taking care of yourself. I'm also seeing the head highlighted again. The head is ruled by Aries. So some of you want to initiate action. Remember, the affirmation for Virgo is I analyze. So you may be in your head about business plans, developments, your next steps, I'm hearing even how can you get out of a situation, okay? Rest your mind, go and retreat. And during those times, some of you need to actually surround yourself by water, whether it's taking a spiritual bath, whether it's going to the nearest water that is moving, so not like a pond, but like a waterfall or does a lake move? I'm not exactly sure. But anywhere where there's I'm hearing a large body of water that is moving, okay, that is not stagnant. You need to go there and get your information. And that will actually help you as far as your next steps, okay? Libra. Libra, you have gone through a great deal of experiences. See, and then the pattern the pattern app, I don't know if y'all familiar with that, but it just came up and says, live in the moment, okay? So live in the moment, be present. Like, you cannot dwell on the past. The past happened. It is what it is. That's what I'm getting. So Libra, you're very resilient. You have persevered through a lot. It has been challenging for you. But I want you to tap into that Virgo energy of not the analytical part, but the self care part. The part where you retreat and you go and take care of yourself. The part that you may need to get one of those day passes to a spa. Nowadays you can get those $20 spa treatments. Going to the sauna or going to an all day spa, you can tap in and get those things. You can even set the intentions and it will show up. You can go on the internet search and show up. You can ask a friend and I'm sure it will show up. I'm seeing that you actually have support. Where I'm hearing Cash App, there is some friends, there's some support around you that will be even willing to pay for your admission. That I know you may not want to ask for help, but I'm seeing that there are people that are in your corner that genuinely love you. You just have to utilize them. And you know that saying where you can use me, but just don't abuse me. So again, there are people that are resources. Don't feel like you have to do this on your own. Don't feel like um, you can't ask for support or help. And you think that from your past experiences, as far as backlash, will they hold it against you or remind you of how much they've done for you? No, not the people that you have in your life right now. No, absolutely not. Just ask for help, okay? All right, Libra. Sagittarius. Or is it Scorpio? Scorpio and then Sagittarius. Okay. Scorpio. Five of Cups. Okay, so some of you all, again, so I'm guess this is the energy of a lot of you all. Of really dwelling on the past. You can't do anything about it. Like, you have to shift your focus. Okay? As challenging as it may seem, like, from what I'm getting, you've been sulking or been sad about something for about good 5 months, okay? Now is the time, like, I understand, I get it. Now is the time to shift your focus from that situations or situation. Um, I'm hearing plural. So there was a series of events that happened, and I'm hearing catastrophe. So some things didn't work out in your favor. You can figure out the ins and outs of that and get to the bottom of it so it won't happen again. Or if it was a thing where it's like you can't even recover from that, you kind of just got to let that be a lesson, then let it be a lesson. Okay? You can't control every aspect. You can control only what you can, and the things that are outside of that, you have to just surrender that. All right? So again, you don't even see there's two other opportunities, but you're crying over these right here. You're mourning those situations, that the what ifs and the could haves and all of that and should be's. There's two opportunities staring right at you, if you can shift your focus. And you know how you shift your focus? You turn your back to this stuff right here. Okay? I love you. Okay, Sagittarius. Three of Wands. So immediately I heard exploration. Some of you are heavy on travel. Where is your next destination? Where is Timbuktu? Because I just heard that. That's odd. I'm hearing the energy of Timbuktu. So some of you are it's some kind of retreat. it's not necessarily a group thing that you're probably, it's like a thing where you would go to a temple or what is those things called, like when you go on a mission, like a missionary thing. It's not even missionary. Like for instance, I'll give you an example. Those who because that's not, I don't want to hit mercenary work and all that. That's not it. Like say for instance, if you're a Muslim, for instance, and you go on a, dang, I almost had it. Is it a voyage? Is it a, I'll type it in the post once I post this because I'm sure it's gonna happen. It's gonna come up. But you know, like how they go and because I'm even hearing the word sabbatical. I'm hearing some kind of retreat, some spiritual retreat that you'll be embarking on soon. You've been contemplating that, and you want to go to a temple um, and really receive some wisdom and some understanding. You know that's bothering me, right? I'm still trying not to. I'm not, because the more I try to dwell on it, the less it's gonna come. So I'm just gonna surrender that. But basically, some of you are wanting to go on this spiritual mission to actually receive some more insight about your life. Um, like another spiritual awakening will probably come up within the next 2 to 3 years for you, that you're going to deepen your connection with spirit. And you know, when you deepen your connection with spirit, you're deepening your connection with self, right? So yeah, you know, I'm gonna look right quick. I can't even think of it, but it's all right. um I can't think of it right now. It's all right, it'll come up. I'll surrender that. So yeah, it's something that you all will actually do for yourselves, okay? Um, and not like a group effort. It's like something that you really want to do on your own, something that you feel guided to do. Um, Sagittarius, Capricorn. Okay, so the Seven of Wands. You have really been protecting your energy during this time, Capricorn. You have really felt, you may even felt defensive. Like, you may have felt like um, you saw some things about some people, and you're like, oh, yeah, we're going to have to shut that down. You get what I'm saying? Um, and I'm hearing hard work, and I'm also hearing too hard. So learn to let some things go. If you have some opportunities that are not a fit, I know you're used to saying yes, I can do it because you think you have the energy to do so. But some partnerships may need to be cut. Some opportunities are not really opportunities. They're draining. You get what I'm saying? So I'll encourage you like to kind of like let that go. Okay, let some things go so that it can free up space. It can free up your energy. It can free up your time. It can even free up your resources. You can do it all, but just not right now. Okay, just not right now. Implement one thing at a time. I'm seeing like 3 to 5 projects that you may have coming up this year. So you need to be able to be present for those and really like put in the work and the energy necessary for those projects to take off. And sometimes these other projects that come in, you know, you want to do it for a friend or a favor or whatever. Like, be okay with saying no. Okay, Aquarius. I'm hearing gossip. Be mindful of gossip and communication. This is like Page of Swords. Because there are some people that may be in your circle that's all they come for is like for the latest gossip, the latest news on people, and Spirit is like saying like you need to nip that in the bud. Um, be in the aspect or be in the energy of like tuning out the noise. The mind chatter is enough, right? That we have to deal with. So grounding yourself within yourself, but on top of that, be mindful of the communication that you have. Gossiping, even if you're not necessarily gossiping, people are bringing gossip to you, or they want to be on the phone a lot or texting a lot. Like, be mindful of your energy and what you expose yourself to. And lastly, Pisces, the Hierophant, okay? So, some of you are going through a spiritual. Let me drink some water on that. Because I'm trying to see. Get to Pisces, my darn sign, and I'm like, what? Um, some of you may encounter a new energy in the sense of spirit guide. 5 change. This is a very spiritual, like contractual arrangement type thing, right? This is um, it's like a new level that some of you are on or about to be on. And it's a thing where I'm hearing divine awakening. So I'm not necessarily seeing that this is a physical person, but it may very well be an experience, a spiritual experience where you have a new guide on the scene or brought to your attention. Maybe you already have this guide and you have not been working with this guide yet, or you probably had a little taste or sample of this particular guide. But I'm seeing that you will be experiencing more of this particular guide to help with your healing work, your inner work. As in that healing work and inner work is not only for you but for others. So there may be a thing where you're going to go through some. I'm hearing detoxification process, some form of detoxification process, where you're renewing your mind so that you'll be able to align to what spirit is calling you to do. Because I'm hearing divine assignment. So some things you have carried with you that may have been okay to hold on to, and for the time being, it is what it is. But because of this ascension process, there is more required of you. There is more discipline required of you. There is more of a need for you to do more self care, more boundaries to be established, not just for the others, but it's really for you and preserving your energy. Because I'm seeing on an energetic level that you absorb a lot, and that is in fact weighing you down in a sense and making you still be on somewhat of a 3D perspective. So there is call for a shift for you to be able to elevate, but there are some things that are weighing you down that is causing you to not take flight as much as you should be. Although you are making quite a deal of progress, it is required for you to release more. And the more that you ascend and elevate into your purpose and into your full embodiment, because I'm seeing possibly by age 50 or 60, there will be a complete fullness. But in the midst of this process of you going through this embodiment, you will be shedding more and more because it's required for you to have a lighter energy so you can really intertwine with the cosmos and get the information that the people need, the collective needs, as well as you. You will be receiving a DNA upgrade where you will be up leveling. And I'm seeing there's some residual energy that is releasing from your body right now. You are going through a cleansing process where it's required for you to let go let go and surrender for the things that you think you need, you think you want, you think you desire, and shift your sights on higher because more is required of you. Heavy is the crown, but you are here to fulfill the missions that you are required to fulfill. You are supported, you are protected, and you are loved. There is no weapon that will be formed against you that will ever prosper. So know and trust in this information that you will receive everything that you desire, everything you want, and everything you need. So your concerns on that is really minute at this time. Focus on what you need to focus on and do what you're called to do, and the provisions will be made for you. All right? Ashe, amen. So will it be. Wow. Okay, so Pisces. So this is the current energy reading. I will be having a healing psychic fair coming up. If you are in the Atlanta area, you can check out my information for that. This Saturday, that starts at 10. I do have an experience called the Amethyst of Goddess experience that will be in February. So every Friday except for the last Friday of February, I will be doing spiritual guidance sessions, which is basically like intuitive channeling, information that you need versus having a whole bunch of cards. It's more so the downloads that you need to hear at that given time. You asked, can I ask a question? If you're still here, I got caught up in my channeling, so I didn't even see that. If you're still here, you can ask a question. I'm right here, and I'll give you a moment. If you are still here on this live, you can ask that question. But I was focused on channeling the messages and getting them out, so I do apologize for that. If you have that question, go ahead and ask. But from what I'm gathering as far as this energy, a lot of people need that, those contacts of someone there in the present, like helping them through that process. And I recognize that. So the Amethyst Goddess experience will be a snapshot or a taste of what it is to have my readings, a taste to have my energy healing sessions, because I do have deep energy healing sessions where we're moving like attachments, spiritual attachments, energetic attachments. We're removing contracts, ancestral contracts or debts. We're shifting like things out of your energetic bodies, but for the sake of time and being in contact with a lot of people, I spread out those sessions. So with the Amethyst Goddess experience, you'll experience my Reiki infused energy healing session, which is a little bit lighter. It's not as deep. It's just to help ground your energy, clear your mind, restore like that inner tranquility within yourself so that you can be able to go your day to day. Now, if you can hold that vibration, remain centered and grounded, you can sustain yourself with that energy. But it's meant for you to just kind of recalibrate your energy and get you going, okay? So this person must have left as far as asking questions, because typically when I do current energy readings, I don't answer questions. But if you're still here, I'll answer it. And I'll probably give you like a couple of minutes and then I'll close out. But yeah, check out my IG. Follow me here, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And you go on my IG, it's just_her tribe. All my information will be in the description box once I upload this video. And we can go from there. You'll find out where I'm at. What event I may be participating or facilitating, because I did my first I participated in my first mini retreat here in Atlanta that was called ATL Urban Zen Retreat in Atlanta, and it was awesome. It was an awesome experience. I'm like, yeah, I can definitely do retreats like for real, for real. I facilitated, I did my mini Amethyst Goddess experience there. So I see that that's something that I can curate and have like something I may do like on an international level, the Amethyst Goddess Experience, along with this other curated idea that I've come up with that I'm working on, that I will be in partnership with other businesses. So I hope I can launch that sometime this year too. So I'm like super excited with all these ideas that I'm finally seeing unfold for me, like they actually would, like it's happening. You know what I mean? It's one thing to dream it, and dreams are so real to me, but it's another thing to actually see that vision come to life. So I'm looking forward to those developments and you all participating in it and seeing it for yourselves. I enjoyed this reading. Um, it was longer than what I wanted to be, just to be honest with you, but it's all good. It's all good. So I hope all is well. I hope you have a wonderful week. Um, and take care of yourself. All right? Take care of yourself. I love you all. Be well. Take care.